So unfortunately, after a long weekend and coming back, I'm ending the day, not Monday, Tuesday, with a small red. I was really excited to trade. I planned out all my trades, and I kind of just got chopped up. So let's go over some of the trades right now. So I think the most difficult trade for me was ACRS, both on the long side and short side, and that's a stock that ended me a small red on the day, just a little bit over 1K. Could have been worse, but could have been a lot better too. So ACRS, the thing with this stock is that it's very easy to borrow, so that made the stock very crowded on both sides. I was short early on and seeing that giant fake out breakout around the 15s, so I was shorting according to that risk level, and then I did have to stop out for a loss. On the short side, once they kept on holding the low 13s and held 14, that's where I stopped out for a loss. And I did try to go in for the longs, but the stock, it keeps on breakout and then pull back a lot more. You can see it did that once here, one more time here, and basically over here and here. So that's why I got chopped up. I did go back in and for some longs and both longs and shorts, but I just kind of got chopped up. It just didn't work out. So ACRS, this is what happens when you try to trade an easy to borrow stock. That's also up, 150, 180% on the day. It gets really crowded because the shorts are being squeezed, which was me early on, and then the longs, the breakout just wasn't that clean. So it was a tough trade. In hindsight, if I just avoided the stock, I would have done really well on some of my other trades that I was watching. So ACRS now it's breaking down, but I'm also done fighting this. Unless it really, try to retest the highs and hold the $18 levels again, I think this might start fading down back to 15s. So yeah, learn from my mistakes here. Don't try to fight these easy to borrow stocks. They were easy to borrow at a lot of brokers. Interactive brokers, also at Cobra. At Centerpoint, they were pretty cheap, so there were plenty available. So that's how you know a stock is easy to borrow, is when they are both cheap, and also like anyone with a small $2,000 account could short the stock at interactive brokers. So lesson learned on ACRS. Sometimes the best trades would have been to avoid this trade, which is something I really should have done. So lesson learned today. Now the next stock is Tilray. So this one is one that is on my main watch, but unfortunately just kind of did the downside move already right off the open, and I can't chase the weakness. If you see on the daily chart, we had a breakout on Friday and sold off the breakout. So to me, that's bearish, and it's also a giant extended first red day on Friday. So today, I'm just looking for a follow through to the downside, and unfortunately, it kind of already did the move that I was talking about from 1960s, tested previous day close, and then we just flushed down to 1770s today. So I couldn't chase the weakness, so I waited for the bounce to scale in short, smaller size, just because it's not like a big bounce all the way to 19s, which was the level I was looking for. So scaled in, smaller size, 1850s, added some here around 18s. We did flush down to 1740s. I was trying to see if we're gonna, keep on making new lows over the day, but once it starts making these higher lows, that's where I, covered all of it. And I waited until it reaches around the 1910s, 1920s. That's why I scaled in short again. And got some decent small downside to 1870s, and once that's held, I thought this could start, holding trend to the upside. That's why I took all of it off, and the stock kind of just faded down to 1850s, and then had a decent bounce back to 19s, the same levels, and now we're kind of fading down again. So Tilray was the stock that was on my main watch actually, but I kind of took it off because I was focused on ACRS. So really should have focused on Tilray instead, but it just kind of, a lot of times I don't like to trade the stocks that already made the move I was looking for right off the open, because a lot of times when they, especially on Tilray, they triggered SSR. Once the stock dropped to, I think, like 1780s, the SSR was triggered, and it just makes it really hard to short. Even though the short did work out, but you have to wait a lot higher than you would expect. You cannot just short any bounce. So that's why I was relatively small size on Tilray, and I didn't get to really execute my setup until later on around 11 o'clock. But this was a decent trade and a lot cleaner than ACRS. Next one, BNGO, was a small red. I was thinking that we're gonna hold above the previous day's 950s level and for a bigger squeeze to $10 and potentially go parabolic if that happens. So I started in with some small size, didn't work, so I just stopped out around 950. So that's about a 30 cents loss on starter size. Now the next stock is GME, GameStop. So this one was a huge disappointment for me. I was more long biased, seeing that once it broke above, you can see it broke above the daily highs of 43s. I did think that we're gonna keep on pushing towards the upside. And around this time, Citron came in with a short report, again, ruining everyone's party. And the stock dropped from 43 all the way down, broke the low of the day, which I thought it was gonna hold. I was watching for a reversal. This thing broke down 40s and went all the way down to 37s. I wasn't trying to pick the bottoms on the stock, but I did think it had a decent reversal. Because if you look at the last few days on a daily chart, GameStop, this stock, once it reverses, finds some low of the day support, this thing does climb back to near highs, which is what it's doing right now. That's why I had a small starter around the 37.70s, but around this area, it got really slow and I got really impatient. So I got out. So I'm all out of the stock. And the stock just, back over 40s now. So that's unfortunate. I was looking for the big reversal move, which is doing about 40s to 41s, but unfortunately, I'm all out already, so a little bit of a choppy start to the week. It is a shortened week, so I think have to be the extra patient for the rest of the week, and hopefully we get some more decent plays and not the choppy action like ACRS. But maybe we'll get some long continuation to the upside for GameStop, GME. We'll see. I am ending the morning session with a small red, but we'll see if afternoon will set up for some more opportunities to trade. Okay, now it's time for some Q&As. So we have a question from Mike. So he has 3 different questions. I've noticed you jump from large caps to small caps to no names like LMFA. How do you pick your stocks to trade for the day? Do you just focus on some of the overnight gap up and see if you can ride the momentum into the opening bell? So he's also asking if I trade a lot pre-market. I try not to trade pre-market. So to answer that question, ride the momentum into opening bell. No, I do not. I try not to trade pre-market. And even if I do, it would be very small size. So for example, if my full size is 1,000 shares, then pre-market I only trade 100, 200 tops. So whenever you see me trade pre-market, it's a very, very small size in relative to my overall position. And how do I pick my stocks to trade? So I use Trade Ideas and Benzinga scanner, and every single day pre-market, I'll wake up and I'll look at the stocks that's gapping up, and not just the gap ups. I want to look at the gap ups with news. So that will be both a lot of times you get both the small caps to pick from and also the large caps, and that's from where I narrow down to picking which ones has more possibility of a momentum to the upside. So I actually did 2 videos on how I prepare my watch list pre-market. You can check that out. Now his second question is that he noticed that I entered a short position magically right before the stock peaks and reverses. How do you tell the stock is about to reverse while it's still on its way up? Price action, L2, resistance, all of the above. So the answer is all of the above. So if we just take a look at this Tilray trade that I shorted, the reason I was waiting for these 19s levels because that's also close to the opening price, which was 1920s. And the stock is on the way up. So yeah, like you said, I'll look for price action, level 2 resistance, basically all of the above that you said. But mostly it's waiting for a level that has been tested before. And this level has been tested before right at the open. So that's why I was waiting for those areas. There's no such thing that if I enter a stock short, it just magically goes down. I wish though, then I would have done a lot better ACRS. And on the third question regarding GME, it's the same answer as number 2. Basically, I wait for previous support or resistance levels and look for the price action to reverse. Especially looking at L2 and the tape and seeing how everything is slowing down and reversing. So very good questions, Mike. And what I found about newer traders and beginner traders, and I'm sure I was like this when I first started out many years ago. A lot of times, new traders are looking for one or two specific answers to all these questions. But in trading, there's no black and white answer. There's no one answer that's gonna answer all of your questions. A lot of times, there's multiple factors lining up that will lead to your decision to buy or sell or short. And it's often the setups and the decisions that involves multiple factors. Could be fundamental news, could be the technicals, could also be the price action L2. Everything lined up will help you make those decisions whether to execute a sell or a buy. So again, there's no black and white answers in trading. Anyways, I hope that helps you out. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.